Hello everybody and welcome to Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U. This is going to be... Oh, hang on. I know, once again, it's like, well, hold on. Why? Why? Okay, why another Let's Play? What's... You know... What the fuck's going on? Like, why are we doing this? Why on Wii U? So, in Sonic Lost World, I had mentioned that I lost all of my DLC, I lost all of my stuff, I couldn't get them back, and I went to, I don't know if I mentioned this on Lost World, but I went to plug back in the USB which had all my games on it, like my Virtual Console stuff, and it started to crash, it broke, yada yada yada, it doesn't work anymore, that sort of thing. I found out that you actually can't re-download everything, so I said... Look, here's what I'm going to do if it goes well. Because I have Mario 64 DS on Wii U, and I'm thinking about just saying screw it, and maybe doing a Let's Play of it so I can finally just put it to bed. Because that'd be the only way I can actually do that. And I also was playing Hyrule Warriors not all day, but like for a good while yesterday. I was playing the Switch version, but I don't want to make a new user. And I don't want to do all that stuff and delete my save data just in order, because I'm pretty far, you know. I've beaten the game a long time ago. I'm already like almost 100% for the second adventure map. It's crazy. So, since I'm on the Wii U and I'm playing everything on the Wii U anyway, I figured, well, since I already lost all my save data to make room for the damn thing, because I have an 8 gig sized Wii U, I had to delete it back then to make room for Smash. Well, I deleted Smash, and now here I am, just said, you know what, I have a new save file, I might as well start fresh. Yeah, I have mentioned before I wanted to do it, you know, co-op, which is still something that actually can technically still happen. But for right now, as it stands, currently, this is how we're going to be doing it. Now, granted, this game does definitely feel a little bit worse than, I would argue, the Switch. Oop. Let me just... turn down the TV, it's kind of loud. I gotta admit, it does arguably feel worse to play, kind of. It's a little bit more, well, choppy in comparison. I'm also playing, unfortunately, with the Wii U tablet because I forgot to turn that thing off. But yeah, so the idea of doing this on Wii U at all is because, why not? And plus, I can just hop right into Mario 64 DS if I decide to do it. And I did get those games back. You are able to re-download them, and you are able to download DLC. All you have to do, thankfully, is go to the eShop and go to your menu or whatever in the eShop, and then you can just re-download software there. Wait, Magic was in this game? Like, Magic was in the... I don't remember that. Holy shit. Yeah, the thing is, we can't really do much right now. We don't have access to being able to play Zelda. I don't have access to playing anybody. I'm just kind of over here just stuck doing this for now. Yeah, holy moly. I could have sworn that was a Switch thing. By the way, this is the original game that I played on back in the day. You know, when Hyrule Warriors did come out, I bought it pretty much, I think, almost straight away. I think so. I actually have the 3DS one, but I bought that later on in life, only to find out that if I wanted to make my own save file, because I bought it used, the only way to make my own save file in that game was I had to update the game in order to activate the ability to actually delete stuff, which is just ridiculous. Because a ZL should be that should be block. Yeah, it is. Okay. Not so. Everything should be about the same. I don't think there's anything too crazy that's different. By the way, for those that are wondering, am I going to do everything in this game? No. No. This is not a 100% run-through. Although, to be fair, for the Wii U version, I would assume the Wii U would probably be a lot easier to 100% than it would the Definitive Edition. I'll go ahead and mark this as... I might call this... For the Let's Play's sake, I might call this Wii U version, just so that way people know, you know, I'm not playing the actual true game or anything like that. I'm not sure how long this Let's Play will take. I'm gonna try my best to do every campaign run, like every level in the campaign that I can. So I'm gonna wager a guess and say maybe anywhere from like 10 to 15 episodes would probably end up being what it is. Not really sure. I also considered, depending on how things go, I may or may not in the future just say screw it and buy like a 32 gig. So that I can have everything else on there and keep my 8 gig. My original Wii U, I might just keep that one for specifically Smash. And anything else that might be able to fit. And then my 32 gig. Because I don't know if I can re-download software. Or I mean, I don't know if I can get my original account back. I don't know if I can do that on if I go to a different Wii U. Can we not skip these, I guess? I don't think you can skip the first one. Oops, my bad. I gotta stop hitting select. That's why I should not be playing on tablet. Yeah, I know what to do. Game acts like I've never played it before. I mean, I can't really say I blame them. Alright, so if you're not familiar with Warriors at all, it's basically a hack and slash, but at a huge level. That's my whole heavy attack. I'm not gonna speak in terms of Warrior. I'll just speak in terms of, I guess, either PlayStation controls or at the very least actual controls on here. Like Y is light attack, X is heavy attack. You can do X by itself. You can do X just like a normal hack and slash. You can do X, you know, like Y X, and then you can do Y Y and then X in the air if you want to do like a slam move. And then depending on how many combos you have, you can of course get more. By the way, in order to get magic, they changed it in the Switch version. Like you could, well, you still get, it's the same way in the Switch version, yes, but whenever you're activating magic in the Switch version, you will, as far as I remember, I don't know if this game had it or not, but when you're in magic form and focus spirit, you can like consistently get rupees up, that sort of thing, as long as you stay in magic in focus mode. I mean, it's a Warriors game. I mean, at this point, everybody should just kind of already have an idea what's going on. This is also, I think, the first time I've ever done a Let's Play. God, I just fucking spit all over the place. I think this is the first time I've ever done a Let's Play of a Warriors game. And probably, honestly, would be the last one, except for maybe Gundam, maybe Pirate Warriors, maybe Ken's Rage. I don't know. There's a few that I do like a lot. And my friends, you know, they're pretty well aware of what that is. Dynasty Warriors, I don't hate Dynasty Warriors, the original franchise, but I don't play them as often. Origins was okay. I beat it within like a couple of days, the campaign, when it came out. I think I pre-ordered it too. I beat it and I was like, okay, that was fun. And then just stopped because they had no content. That's the thing though with Warrior games. Whenever you buy a Warrior game on release, you'll probably never get all the content. You'll have to wait either for DLC to pop up, or at the very least, I don't know, just like an actual full updated, you know, definitive edition. However, waiting for this game and waiting for its definitive edition, in my opinion, is not worthwhile to wait for. Besides the time I was like, screw it, I'm getting it. I'm not gonna wait for it. And this became my favorite Warriors game. It used to be Pirate Warriors 2, actually, and then this came out and I played it. I played the fuck out of it, and I thought, wow, there's no way you can get any better than this. And I wasn't wrong. I mean, I don't think there's anything better than this, in my opinion. If you're wondering, what do I think about Hyrule 2 and 3 so far? Well, I thought 2 was okay. I beat it, and that was about it. I never really played all of it. And then for 3, I was going to play it yesterday, but I did, because I was playing through 1. I was playing through Definitive Edition yesterday, and was like, I don't feel like playing 3. Well, at I put it in too. I put it in the Switch and everything, because I had this game digitally on Switch, and I have it physically on Wii U. But I was playing it, you know, the digital version of this game on Switch, while I had Hyrule 3 already put in, just waiting to be played, but never ended up doing it. But yeah, this right here, if you've ever wondered, like, what makes a good Warriors game for you? Like, what's my own... Not for you guys, but, like, what's my own personal opinion about what makes a good Warriors game? This. It has everything I could want. It has territory. It has items around the field. The whole item usage, like bombs and stuff, is fine. But I'm a big territory type guy. It's got big, giant, you know, damaging attacks. It's got crazy supers. It's got a rage mode super. You know, it has all of that. It has everything I could ever want in a Warriors game. And the Switch version of this game is it's one of my forever games. Like, I will probably never stop playing that game. I'll always come back and play it. Because I 100% the first adventure map. And I'm still kind of working through, like, 2 right now. Yeah, there's, like, what, 10 of them? 10 of those motherfuckers? Okay, so for the Skulltulas, I don't think I'm going to do the Skulltulas in this one. I might look around for them. But the key trick to Skulltulas is you have to listen in. And since I have no sound turned on right now, I wouldn't be able to tell. Because as soon as you get close to a Skulltula, the game will start to get, like, the music will get quiet. And that's a way you can kind of tell. I think some of them do up in the same spot that they normally are in. But I guess we can't skip. Yeah, we can't skip these. That sucks. Oh, well. Unless we can't skip them for the first time, that could be it. Also, I want to know, just out of genuine curiosity, what you guys think. This is not an algorithm poll. This is more of like a ego thing. I've been told in the past, many a time, that Hyrule Warriors is not a Zelda game. This in itself is not a Zelda game. It's not an official Zelda game, sure. But it should not count as a Legend of Zelda game. And I say that's fucking bullshit. I think people who say that are up their own ass and making shit up. So they can, you know, pretend like something that I like isn't worthwhile. Just because I like it. And if you're wondering what's my favorite Zelda game of all time, I have a couple. I actually do like one a little bit. Not all that much. But I think Ocarina's okay. I never beat Majora. But Twilight Princess was like my first real Zelda game I actually played and beat and all that stuff. So I would say, I usually just say Twilight, just because it's, you know, the most accurate for me to say. But yeah, do you guys, to answer the question, do you guys think that this game belongs in the Legend of Zelda series? Would you consider this game a Legend of Zelda game? Even though it's a Warriors game as a spin-off. Now you might be arguing, like, against it and say, like, well, Mario Kart is not a Mario game because it's a Mario Kart game. And I say to that, well, if that's the case, then what about something like Kirby Epic Yarn? Because that in itself is a spin-off as well. If spin-offs don't count, then doesn't that mean that like just because Mario exists in it, because it's funny, because like when you look at a game like Mario, you know, everybody says all the time, like, oh, Mario Party, you know, all that stuff, like that's just Mario having fun with his friends. Like that actually is a thing that's happening. You know, even though like Mario doesn't really have a lot of lore to it, a lot of people consider Mario Party and such a part of that. So my question to you is, why wouldn't Hyrule Warriors count? Just because it's a Warriors game? Like Dynasty Warriors has its own, you know, series of stuff, but that doesn't mean that these games shouldn't count toward it. Now something like One Piece, like that's just One Piece Pirate Warriors. You know, that's just a game based on One Piece. Zelda itself is already a game franchise. I don't see why it wouldn't count. But I've been told multiple times before that I'm wrong and I'm stupid. So, well, mainly that I'm wrong. And it's been something that's been bugging me for like the longest time too. And I just kind of want your guys' opinion about it. Because my opinion is, I think it should count. I think that's stupid if it doesn't. That's just so bizarre to say. Anyway, back on topic. So this will be pretty boring Let's Play. Hell, I might even get finished. I just want to let you guys know that ahead of time that I am basically primarily doing this just because I've been wanting to do a lot of Wii U Let's Play content, I guess, so. And like I said, this is a game that is known to be very repetitive. Although I have tons of fun with it, that doesn't mean that you guys will have fun watching it. So if you don't have fun watching it, I don't blame you. I mean, you know, you're allowed to do whatever you want. You don't have to watch it, of course, but I'm going to do whatever I can. And like I said, I'm mainly just going to be focused on the main campaign. I might show off a little bit of other stuff here and there. Depends on how we... It depends on what we do with it, I guess. So if I end up really enjoying my time and really wanting to do more Let's Play content, then there you go. Even though I said, yes, I know, I said I was not going to be doing a lot of Let's Play content this year. But I'm trying to get a few things out of the way now, so that they're one and done. And since I'm in the Sonic mood, I was doing a bunch of Sonic stuff. And, you know, I'm also going to allow myself to do Let's Plays only if I get work done on other things. I think that's fair. Alright, Great Fairy Time, which I think they actually cut this... well, I'm pretty sure this is still in the main campaign, but I don't... for, Switch. Come on, let's get this over with. Luckily, this game is not long, but still. It does have quite a bit of stuff going on. Like, the campaign itself is pretty short in comparison. Oh, real quick, I want to talk about my favorite Warrior games. From Dynasty Warriors 8. Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme. The one with Lu Bu. That's my favorite Dynasty Warriors of Dynasty Warriors. My favorite Samurai Warriors is kind of tough to decide because I don't really have one. I played 5, beat it, didn't care much for it. I played 4 a little bit. I've played a bit of the Orochi series and don't really care for those either. I've played All-Stars and don't really care for All-Stars. But yeah, for Samurai Warriors, like, I played 1. I played 1 and 2 and 3. I played all 5, yeah, I guess I have. I played 1, and I remember thinking, like, that one was pretty fun. Because it was just, like, back to the basics of Dynasty Warriors. And then for One Piece, it's One Piece 2 and 3. Fuck 1. And honestly, fuck 4. I hate... I don't hate it, but I just don't... I don't care for it. I don't. And it's consistently getting content. We need a Pirate Warriors 5, like, now. Oh yeah, Fire Emblem Warriors. I love Fire Emblem Warriors 1. I'm not a fan of Three Hopes. Yet. Fire Emblem's pretty good. I like that one a lot. Even if it had issues on the Switch with the unfortunate frame rate problem. But, what else is there? Gundam 3 and Gundam Reborn. Kin's Rage 1 and 2 are pretty good. Although Kin's Rage 2 is probably preferably better. Real quick, I'm just going to go ahead and launch into the super here so I can knock him on his ass so I can get the stun. So you can just save yourself the trouble. Like I said, I'm not probably going to do a lot of damage to him, which is unfortunate, but it's just enough. Yeah, the Dongos, if you're familiar with the Zelda series, which of course you know I'm not, which is not true. It's just people like to, you know, they like to think of me like a specific way. Like I'm a complete fucking idiot. But yes, I am familiar with Zelda. I've played enough Zelda games. I've beaten 1. I've beaten Twilight, as you guys know. I've never beaten Wind Waker yet. I don't have Wind Waker on GameCube, but I do have it through Wii U. Same thing with Twilight. I have Twilight both on Wii and Wii U. I don't have the GameCube one, unfortunately. And I've beaten Zelda 1. I've beaten Link's Awakening DX, which was good. I liked Link's Awakening. I like that one. I played Breath of the Wild. I had it for like the longest time. I tried playing it like 3 or 4 times. I just gave up. Just gave it to my brother. I just said, here, you take it. I don't want to play it anymore. I can't get into it. I don't like Breath of the Wild at all. But yeah, I would say that I've played my fair share. I've played Skyward Sword, but I don't really care for that one either. I haven't beaten it, but I have it both on Wii and Switch, and still just can't get into it. needless to say that I've beaten Ocarina, but like I said, not Majora. Which, you know, by definition, if you have not beaten Majora's Mask, you are not allowed to enjoy anything in the Zelda franchise. So, you know, get fucked. I've beaten this game plenty of times. Like 2 or 3. Well, I've beaten the main campaign at least like 2 or 3 times now. Just because like I had to play it on Switch. I beat this one back in the day. And then I played it on Switch. And then I think there was one point in time where I went back through and played it again somehow. No clue. You know, I'm being really negative about it. It's just like, that's the thing though. Is like, I feel this negativity toward this. Like, I'm not allowed to just have fun and do whatever I want. By the way, I should have all the DLC, so I'll go re-download those eventually and probably just do all that stuff. Alright. Sure, why not? This is basically where you can kind of upgrade your characters, sort of. Well, not really. If you're familiar with Warrior stuff, then you kind of understand how this stuff works. Although each Warrior game does typically kind of change up certain things. I should have done attack, because that's where you can get new combos and such. Yeah, you can switch between your characters here. I do have Sia unlocked. I have Volga unlocked, which is weird that they were even DLC to begin with. Yeah, Impa and Link are like your first main characters, and then after that, like I think these are DLC. I'm pretty sure. So maybe I do have the DLC already. They recommend you play Impa, but it doesn't really matter. You can play whoever you want. But it's really up to you. Might as well just play Impa. I'll try to play through the campaign with the designated characters the best I can. This level sucks. It's funny. I was like, oh, I should be positive and talk about positive things, and yet here I am just being a dick. And not only that, but yeah. Oh yeah, they also changed the start battle. Like it used to be on the bottom, which I prefer, but now in the Switch version they changed it to the top. Some Warrior games let you hit start, like the start button, and then you just immediately just go to the start. Yeah, I think the reason why this one sucks so much is because like, you're not allowed to switch between Link or Impa. You're just kind of stuck. Well, you can play whoever. You can play either Impa or Link. It doesn't matter. But just for the sake of it, just to show off characters, I guess, why not? And, you know, because with One Piece Pirate Warriors, God forbid I play Luffy the entire game because that's the person you play the entire fucking game. It's funny because, like, I don't know why I get shit on for some stupid reasons. Like, I'm playing a Warriors game. I'm going to play a character that does the biggest bullshit so I can get through it. People who don't play Warrior games naturally don't understand the Warriors rhythm. And so they just kind of think like, oh, of course you would play fucking... Like, of course, if I had a main character in this game, which I do, it's Link. Like, my Link in the Switch version right now is 100... He's a level 110. Which isn't really much, I guess, but still. And it's like, oh, your main character is Link. Of course he is. Well, yeah, because he has that gigantic AoE X attack. He's by far the best character in the entire game. Like, unironically. But, yeah, it's like I get shit on for playing, like, Luffy or playing Frankie or whatever. It's like, of course you would play the big power characters. Have you even played a fucking Warriors game if you say that at that point? It's like, well, yeah. Because, like, if you've played a Warriors game, you would know, you know, that if you're playing a character that has just a shit ton of AoE moves, or even, God forbid, just really good crowd control, it's a fucking Warriors game. Like, I'm not going to play Nami in One Piece at all, because, well, she's dog shit. She does nothing to help. I'm sure somebody out there likes her. That's fine. It's just like, Brook, same way. I'm not going to play Brook. Special technical characters, I'm not going to play them. Same thing with Hyrule Warriors. Like, if there's a character, you know, that just is kind of whatever, I'm not going to play him. Luckily enough, a lot of characters in this game specifically, I feel like they finally got it just right. And by the way, if you're wondering, okay, I want to talk about something real quick. If you're familiar with other older Warriors games, or maybe even Pirate Warriors, you're probably wondering why do the natural, just regular run-of-the-mill mooks, why they do not have health bars. And does that bother me so? Yes and no. Like, I am technically more used to, like, having enemies with health bars. but it doesn't really hurt me that much. Because, like, most of the time, you're going to be fighting captains anyway, and just do, like, a gigantic X-swing attack, like with Link, like I said before. So, realistically speaking, you're not going to notice that these guys don't have health bars half the time, I feel. At least for me, I wouldn't really notice it all that much. But I do, to an extent, kind of miss it. But not really all that much. It doesn't really bother me as much. That's the thing. Also, yes, I'm well aware of texture pop-ins and just this game having issues, which that's just normal. Even the enhanced Switch version even has the same issues too, for the most part. This game's not perfect, but I love it. And hell, like I said, this might be the first, maybe not even the last, Warrior game I play on this channel. Who knows? Because whenever you're doing main campaign stuff for Warrior games, you typically can get through them pretty fast. For the most part. They're really not that hard. I was going to say, this might be my first Zelda game too, but actually, technically, no. We are doing a co-op of Zelda 1. We haven't finished it yet, but probably won't. I wouldn't be surprised. I would like to get myself going here. By the way, if your teammates are glowing blue, that's because they have a morale boost going on. So you did something that caused them in the main campaign to have a morale boost. It works both ways. Morale in this game is not exactly much of a thing. It does exist, yes, but it's not the same way like other classic Warrior games kind of work, where you can't really exactly, I guess, I mean, you take over territories like you do in other Warrior games, but I don't think it really affects morale nearly as much. Morale is just more so like a special thing that I think can just happen just because the chapter or the game just says it should, rather than the fact that it just happens because you were able to take out a ton of characters, which I think was how it used to work. But then again, what do I know? I don't fully know. Also, we're getting a Dynasty Warriors 3 remaster, or maybe even remake, whatever it is. Kind of excited for that. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to see how that's going to go. Also, funny enough, I think this is like one of, if maybe not the only chapter where we actually end up using bomb chews to do anything. Because a lot of the time, since I play a lot of the extra mode stuff in this game, you know, you're usually just trying to defend against bomb chews from attacking your place. Bomb chews are used to break into like keeps and stuff and just completely wipe out everything in there. Whether it be yours or theirs. In this case, it should be theirs. Although, I don't know if I have to take the keep myself to continue. I wasn't really sure exactly what we're trying to... Yeah, we're trying to get through the keep. Okay, well, there you go. So now it can advance without having to worry too much. You don't need to stay near it. I don't think the bomb chew can explode from the enemies. I don't think they can take it down. I don't believe so. But I wouldn't be surprised if I was wrong. You know, I wouldn't put it past myself. I've been wrong many a time. Yeah, I will say this though, if there's any extra like campaign missions or whatever, even if it's DLC, I'll probably do them. If I see them on the screen, I'll probably try to do everything I can. Alright, cool. And I'll be skipping cutscenes because why not? Yeah, you can definitely tell that I absolutely just adore this game. Let me think here. Let's try going down this way. If something happens, if I get attacked from behind, I'll just go deal with it. For now. Yeah, maybe I might consider just doing Pirate Warriors 2 on my own. Because the thing with doing Warrior games co-op is, if you're not doing them online, you're kind of stuck going to all these menus all the time. Especially in this game when you have to just re-equip. Like, oh yeah, I'm playing with a partner. I'm playing with a person. Because you have to just reset it every single time. It's really annoying. Also, another good thing about this game, though, is taking keeps is not that hard. It does not take nearly as long. Because as long as you just blow up a bunch of dudes, you'll be fine. Alright, cool. Yeah, I don't remember where the Skulltula was. Bit offhand. Not like I need it, but it would be nice if I could have it. Okay, yeah. You can only skip these and switch. That sucks. Or maybe it's campaign specific that makes you stuck. Not really sure. I don't know why they... Okay, here we go. I was gonna say I gotta figure a way to get back out. Of course. Yeah, sometimes Skulltulas are hiding in rocks. Or in this case, I guess it's hiding right here. So there's our first one we found. Nice. Yeah, like I said before, you can hear them. So that's usually how you kind of just tell where they're at. Find and defeat the spirit of the cave. You got it. What's funny is, even though this is a Warriors game, I wouldn't really call this campaign very repetitive. I feel like Hyrule itself is pretty good at not making it repetitious. And I think that's one of the few ones that I would argue probably does better at doing, honestly. If you're wondering what outpost captains are, they're basically just things that spawn teammates and such. You don't really need to ever take them because, well, it doesn't matter. And yeah, because I have no sound on, I need to be very careful with what's going on in the battlefield at all times. Because unfortunately, these games are built like... You are built like a goddamn tank. You know, you go through and you just destroy everything in sight. But sometimes you have teammates that are to be protected, and you're only just a one-man army, which you are, which does have consequences, too. Like, you are strong enough to take out just about damn near everything. However, it comes at a price. Yeah, if you don't activate the super itself, it does like an automatic... It should do an automatic super. That just does like an AoE explosion thing instead. So you really get like 2 supers. And then, of course, I know this for a fact, though. The Switch version of this game... Oh, fucking hell. How am I supposed to get... Okay, I see. The Switch version, they added a thing called fairies. I don't know why I said it like that. I'm going... Wait, I could have gone around the other way. I'm stupid. Yeah, they added fairies, and fairies can also be used with your magic. Like, you can either use your magic or hit, like, the stick in, and that will do, like, an AoE explosion or whatever is specifically tied to that fairy, I guess. Also, the flag, the blue flag, that's usually your allied, that's your main base. If that gets taken over, it's pretty much GG. And I think for the caves, we need to go... Okay, I don't know where the fuck we need to go. We have to go, I think, down here. It's been a while, but it's not too hard to figure out, thank God. Oh, come on. I just got past there. Oh, no, you don't. Yeah, usually if people are going a certain direction, they're probably going to end up going there. By the way, you cannot command your teammates unless you're doing, like, a mission that you can play multiple characters in, I believe. Also, I don't think this game has the item effect one, does it? The one where you can use items to fight off enemies or enemy attacks, unless that was just Lizardos in general that can't deal that with. Because it should have been like a bomb weakness, unless maybe the Switch version tells you that's bomb weakness and this one doesn't. Could be the case. By the way, brown vases are just kind of random whatever. Red vases are health. Yellow is SP, and green is magic. There you go. Yeah, if you're wondering why just Impa's attacks just feel like they're kind of anticlimactic, it's because I'm not doing the heavy variants, which I should be doing. The YYX move, this one right here, is pretty good. Or the C3, whatever they call it in warrior games, I forget. Yeah, they have a specific naming system for things like this, but I've never been too familiar with it. Like, warrior game YouTubers typically talk about that stuff all the time. And for me, it's just like, I just say YYX, you know, or light heavy, whatever. I think it's just, I understand that it's probably done for the sake of, like, making things... Are you fucking serious? I think it's done specifically just to make things more easier for people that are within that you know, universe of games to kind of understand. Like, it's a universal mechanic. Much like in fighting games where, you know, Dragon Punch, stuff like that, things that we do know. But realistically, when it comes to it, it almost, at least for warrior games, I feel like it almost comes off a little douchey. Because it's like, you're trying to talk in like this weird sort of Reddit speak that only, you know, people within that vicinity would understand. And it just comes off kind of lame. But yet, I know it's completely hypocritical because I think that the fighting game terms are fine. Things like Fireball and Dragon Punch, you know, stuff like that. I still think those are casual enough to kind of understand. That if somebody was like, what's a Dragon Punch? And they look it up and it's like, oh, okay. You know, makes sense, you know. Or Z motion, stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah, the whole place is locked. I can't fucking do anything. There's no gatekeepers, no nothing. If you do lose, I think there is a checkpoint system. Because I'm so used to adventure mode now that, like, whenever you lose in adventure mode, it's just you go back to the beginning. But usually adventure mode stuff is just like, oh yeah, you just do whatever. I could have sworn that he has a bomb weakness. Well, yeah, I can see that. I'm trying to get rid of the keep so I can keep these guys from fucking doing anything. Usually it's not the keeps you have to worry about. Taking keeps is nice because you can get chests and stuff. But it's usually like enemy captains that you'll have to end up worrying about more often than not. Because those are the bastards that are going to probably end up trying to take all your shit. Alright, most likely it's probably in here. I'm pretty sure it's here every single time, too. I just forgot. Yeah, you want to kill these guys, especially. Because like I said, these are typically the captain-type ass wipes. And they're the ones that are going to cause your keeps to fall more often than not. And I think raid enemies are also something to worry about, too. Because they'll, I think, have more effect against keeps, I think. Sounds about right. Not really 100% sure, but still. What's done this way? Nothing at all. Just things they can't run into. Honestly, I think we're only going to be able to do like 2 missions an episode at this point. With how long these levels take to do. But hey, at least there's content, you know. At least there's things I can do. I might up it to like an hour and a half, depending on how things go. I think for this first video, I might do 45 minutes just so I can do other stuff today. Specifically. If you're wondering what Impa's X attack looks like, there you go. I showed it off earlier, but it's just kind of whatever. And then that water attack thing, like whenever they have water on their head, it should do damage over time. I believe. Should just cause, like, small micro damage. What was that thing I saw? Oh, yeah, there's a thing I saw. I don't know how real this is. There's, like, this thing where it's, like, this... It's an English-made manga, which is already a bad sign. Apparently, it's about a mixed girl living in Japan and having to deal with microaggressions. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Grow the fuck up. Get some thicker skin. My God. Everyone has to deal with fucking bullshit, not just you. But they always act like it's just always these, you know... Yeah, I shouldn't talk about political shit, but just woke shit. Not a fan of that too much. But don't let that, you know, make you think that I hate everybody. I'm just saying, like, specifically just that type of stuff. I don't like agenda pushing shit either way. So... But then again, I'd be an asshole and a hypocrite if I said that, you know, stuff like that shouldn't exist. Because I believe that art, you know, depending on, like, it doesn't matter who makes it, I guess. Art is art. So, I don't know. I'm just letting, I'm just saying, like, I'm not into the woke type crap. But then again, I don't even know if that even is real. That might just be somebody else just saying that it's woke on purpose. So, I mean, it's the internet after all. I never read it. I don't know. But just hearing the words English manga is like, yeah, that's not very good. That's not a very good sign. Especially nowadays. But then you might be looking at me and saying, like, well, hang on a minute. Like, aren't you working on something too? Like a project of your own? It's like, yes, but I'm probably going to keep it more so to myself than anything, really. People ruin things. And yeah, I'm one of the bad guys here. If you think about it that way, yeah. That's enough about that. Because that gets into a whole big can of worms. Oh yeah, sometimes some missions are specifically, like, depending on who you play, you'll be able to earn a heart piece for that character. Like, sometimes you'll need a specific character for that mission specifically to get that. So, okay, that's it. Yeah, if you can't hit any buttons anymore, that means you're done. If you can't see the HUD much, that means you're done. So we did it. Alright. And yeah, I guess I'll just pretty much call that episode here. You know, 45 minutes is pretty good. I can't really think of anything else I can say about it besides I wish I could skip these fucking things, but I can't. It's so annoying that they make that. Yeah, I'm stuck on this screen. I can't do it. But I should have Sonic Lost World deal, by the way. I don't think I did that earlier, but well, I mentioned I got the DLC back. But we should have it. So next time I whip out Lost World, I'll probably end up doing Zelda DLC and Yoshi's DLC and all that stuff. So in terms of how long this campaign was, I want to say there's about, I don't know, 5 whole acts, maybe. And there's about maybe 5 or so missions per. So it shouldn't take that long. Like I said, anywhere from like maybe 10 to 15 episodes. Like, we're almost done with this chapter, this act. We got about maybe 1 more, and then there might be some branching ones that come up later. But, yeah. As you can see, I had to play Link in order to get the small heart piece. And now I have to play either Sheik or Impa for the next one in order to get that. And then you can, of course, switch between, hit X to switch between easy, normal, and hard. And for me, of course, I like to play this game a lot, so I'll probably end up playing on every mission, or every difficulty. By the way, I love the fucking case of this. It looks so cool. I love Wii U cases. They were so nice and colorful. I just love the blue. Big fan of blue. Like, I don't mind Switch, but Switch cases are just so damn small, too. And Yeah, so, but I will admit though, I like Switch 2 having like the spine. I like that now because I have Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment right here in my hands. I like Switch 2's spine ones. I like how they brought that back. And I like how on the Wii U, I don't know if every game does it. Yeah, just about. I think every game does it. On the spine, there's like a little portrait of like Link as well, along with like, Smash and Lost World and stuff over there. So yeah, that'll be it for this. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time for some more Hyrule Warriors Wii U edition, I guess. I don't know what to call it, but yeah, as always, take care, everybody.